want to add what he has added. One thing is that a lot of mechanization is also coming. By meaning mechanization, what we mean is that gradually after post-COVID period, there has been a lot of dynamics which has changed, and the operational cost of every company has to be kept at a minimal. Considering that fact, every company has to try and implement mechanization. That is one. Number two, also one thing which every company and other people are trying to do, particularly in India market, many of the focus, when you look for the US market, the compliances and the type of packaging. Example, if there is a needle stick injury in case of a pre-filled syringes, okay, in those cases of US market, we might be using preventive device or active safeguard device. But in the case, because of any price change, if the same cannot be implemented in India, then the packaging technologist or along with the user company or along with the converters have to come up with some solution like trap labels, in which through the trap labels also we can avoid the needle stick injury. So in that way, also one more thing we need to, what Chandis has added is that interactive packaging is one thing.
Yes.
So many of the patients which is suggested are like senior patients, and the font size which we find in the aluminum foils or in the tablets or many of the are not very greatly written, and it is very difficult to read the text for any person. So that has to be properly done by with the packaging team and the QA team and the regulatory bodies. There has to be some regulations which has to be followed so that the compliance increases for all the person. That is one thing which also needs to be added. One more thing which I wanted to add is that serialization is mostly we are following since 2011, almost like 12 years, which has been followed for export market. And since 2018, it has been followed for US market. But till that level for domestic market, except the top 300 drugs for which QR code has been mentioned, it has still not been implemented for Indian market. So we would definitely like to see that if for the other markets it can be implemented, and there are different size company definitely there, but we have to find out solution if the same thing can be implemented in India, which can provide more security in the supply chain, and the patient safety also can be added. So there are some other points also which I would like to highlight, that what is more important is that there is still, I find there is some gaps between the user companies and the converters. So many of the applications which the user company are trying to implement, in the morning session also there were some discussions in the laminates, and there were some other discussions. We are working on the labels. Example, people might be changing for sustainability anyway. Sustainability is a buzzword. So they are telling that, okay, we will change from paper liner to PET liner. But how many companies we can change it, but then how to get rid of that PET liner, or how to remove it. So there are some practical challenges which both the user and the industry and the convert industry has to work together to find a solution. Third is that regarding the PVC, that is because in most of the products are in thermoform blister, and PVC is the forming material that is mostly used, so it is gradually changed with PP. So that is the work that is done. In addition to that, in the morning session, they suggested that many of the companies are working on reducing the wall thickness of the bottles, provided the product stability is established. So that is also happening. And in addition to that, in case of laminates also, other than the normal regular structure, example 12, 12, 60 and other structures which are present, can alternative structures be worked upon a laminate structure with lesser micron thickness or alternative material, which can provide the same kind of stability for the product. So that are also things which are getting evaluated by the packaging technologists and the other cross-functional teams. So one more thing which we need to consider is that gradually, not only while these works are getting happened on the primary packaging, ultimately for many of the export shipments, it is the tertiary packing and the pallet, till which, for example, from the once the product gets packed, it will be packed in a carton and then to a shipper and then to a pallet, right? So the effective and proper optimal designing of the carton and then the next shipper, what should be the GSM of each shipper, what should be the dimension, and how can you ensure more optimal usage of the pallet while you are trying to ship it out. So all these things ultimately again reach out to the sustainability, because you are trying to get maximum output from the product which you are trying to ship it out, because the logistics costs get reduced, the freight charges get reduced, the carbon emissions get reduced. The role of packaging technology is gradually more and more increasing, because the cost of the drugs and other aspects becomes fixed or keep on increasing. The man hours cost keep on increasing. So the packaging team plays a very pivotal role, because they have to think out ways in which they can work out to optimize the benefit of the company.